Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So for those of you who watched my Monday's video, I was telling you that there was a song that kept playing in my head that I think is meant for the collective as well. And the song I finally remembered. And it's, "Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling." And so the song keeps going on in my head. It keeps telling me I have a good feeling, I have a good feeling. And so that coupled with the "This Girl is on Fire," "This Girl is on Fire." So these two songs keep running in my head. So I feel like the divine feminine, we're on fire. I feel like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I feel like there's something good that's about to happen. Like we're getting a good feeling. So anyway, in my Monday video, you can watch that. It was really, really good. The divine really brought in some really good information that I think is really going to help us into physical twin flame union with our divine counterparts. Okay, so today, though, we're going to talk about what major changes are happening in their lives. So, what major changes are happening in our divine masculines' lives? Okay, and then also, just so you know, this is a timeless reading. So, whenever you click on this reading, is the right time. Okay, it's the right time for you. All right, so let's start with the divine masculine, and then we're going to ask the divine feminine too on major changes as well. So for the divine masculine, what major changes are happening in their lives? 2 cards, please. 2 cards. What major changes are happening? 2 cards. Oh, that's interesting. I had a card that was mixed in. Oh my. Well, maybe it's meant to be. Okay, I'll keep it. This was not part of this deck. I don't know how that happened. We'll take it. Okay. All right, so major changes that are happening in your divine masculine. Okay, so we got Ace of Pentacles and we have smoke. Yes, so what this is telling me is that the divine masculine, what major changes are happening is that they are really, investing right now into their future, into their divine feminine, into themselves. This is upright, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a gift from the universe, and the divine masculine sees it as a gift. And they are in the beginnings of making this prosperity come to fruition. Major changes. We also got the smoke card. So for some of you, for some of the divine masculines, some of them are having visions. Some of them are becoming more psychic. Some of them are really using their intuition. And so a major change in their lives is that maybe they're using divination tools. Maybe some of your divine masculines are starting to dabble in the tarot. My divine masculine was into the I Ching. Then there's runes. There's all sorts of things, okay? And maybe dreams. Maybe they're having dreams, like more vivid dreams. And so, maybe they're meditating and they're getting more visions of things. They're getting more clarity on things. So this is a major change that's happening with the divine masculine right now. Let's get another card. What else? What other major change is happening for the divine masculine right now? They're telling me not to use this deck. All right, we'll use this one. We'll take another card from. Okay, what major changes? What major changes is happening for the divine masculine? One more card, please. What major changes is happening for the divine masculine? What is happening? Oh, wow. Okay, we got the Lover's card. So a major change that's happening, and this of course is called the twin flame connection, is that they're very aware of this twin flame connection. And the major change is that they are doing everything they can to make this wise investment. Well, of course it's wise. It is very wise to invest in this twin flame connection. And they know this because they're having visions, they're having dreams. Perhaps they are consulting their divination tools, or they are consulting the divine, or maybe spiritual advice from psychics, maybe from visionaries, from tarot readers. They themselves are getting advice. and they are being guided. Okay, that's what's happening right now. Yep, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about the divine feminine. What is happening? What major changes is happening for the divine feminine right now? What major changes? 2 cards, please, for the divine feminine. What major changes are happening for the divine feminine? For the collective, please. For the collective. For the collective. What major changes are happening? I'm going to need a clarifier for this one because I'm just like, what is going on here? I need a clarifier. Okay. I need a clarifier. Before I tell you what this says, I need a clarifier. What is going on here? What is going on? What major changes are happening for the divine feminine or the collective right now? What major changes? What major changes? So freaking weird. I'm going to need another clarifier. So what we got is we got the 5 of Wands. So a change that's going on with the divine feminine is that there's some conflict going on. The heck? What kind of conflict's going on? So for some of you, I guess this is a collective reading, not all of you, there's some kind of conflict going on. Okay? So what they're telling me is this could be conflict within yourself. All right. So, okay. It doesn't have to be outside of yourself. It doesn't have to be in the physical. It could be for some of you. Maybe there's some conflict going on. Okay, in the physical dimension. But some of you are in conflict right now over this last push of your spiritual growth, which of course is dealing with your shadow side. So this is what we're dealing with all these eclipses, is what they're telling me. So all these eclipses are happening right now. I mean, full moon, new moon is always here, but there's like all these. Oh no, they're telling me retrograde. Sorry. So there's retrogrades happening all over the place. Retrograde this, retrograde that. Retrograde in, I don't know, Venus, retrograde in Mercury, retrograde in Pluto, all sorts of retrogrades happening. Okay. And then what this is doing is this is bringing up your shadow sides that need to be worked on, and you need to integrate them. And so there's some conflict going on within yourselves with integrating your own. This seems to be the theme of the week here. Okay? It has to be the theme of the week because this is happening right now. That was the question. What major changes are happening right now? Well, the divine feminine has to face their shadow sides and integrate it and accept it and love it. Love their own shadow sides, love their own stuff, their own wounds. Just love themselves to death, no matter how hard. So all these shadows are coming up for you. Okay, and they're asking you to be stable. So some of us are feeling unstable, is what they're telling me. So what's happening right now for the divine feminine is that we're kind of feeling unstable due to the fact that we're in this conflict. We're kind of emotionally unstable at this time because of all these retrogrades and eclipses going on, and it's making us work on such inner depth type spiritual things. And we have to kind of offer ourselves this cup of love, balance ourselves out. No, seriously. Instead of doing this, instead of fighting it, like love it, like take your shadow side and embrace it and love it and nurture it and go with the flow. Yeah. And it was clarified by the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So the 5 of Pentacles is all about feeling left out of the situation. It's about feeling kind of like financially not doing so well. It could be love, it could be prosperity, it could be finances, something where you're feeling some kind of lack. Okay, but it's reversed. Woohoo! It is reversed. So you're coming out of this lack. You're coming out of this lack mentality, which is awesome, which makes sense because I think with the times, people are starting to get their jobs back. I think. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on in every aspect of the world right now. And so I can only speak for what state I live in. And the state that I live in is that people are being allowed, we're opening up again and people are going back to work. I can't speak for any other part of the world though. And so for some of you, you may be feeling a bit better about your finances. That's happening right now. Feeling a bit better about your prosperity, but at the same time, a bit unstable. And it's because of this conflict. Now, for some of you, if this is not about your shadow side due to what's going on with the, cosmos, this could also mean maybe due to what's happening right now, there's some conflict going on about the coronavirus, or perhaps about the state of the economy, whatever it is. Like maybe you're living with someone that doesn't see eye to eye on stuff. Like maybe you're having health conversations, maybe you're having financial conversations, maybe you're having human rights conversations. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. People feel like they're losing their human rights, their freedoms. People feel like that their health is in danger. People who feel like they are not doing well financially because of the economy. And so also the divine feminine could be in conflict in that respect. So that's what's happening right now. But I do think for a lot of us, it's about facing our shadow sides as well. Okay? Because of the retrogrades all over the place. Retrogrades. All sorts of good retrogrades happening for us. Okay. So I also wanted to ask, what other major changes should you be making? I just thought I would add that. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Could be a dumb question. I don't know. Divine Masculine seemed really good though. But what other major changes should the Divine Masculine be making at this time? What major changes should the Divine Masculine be making at this time? Let's take a look here. What changes should the Divine Masculine be changing here? Okay, so we got Queen of Cups. So what this tells me is that the Divine is asking Divine Masculine to be more intuitive, right? The Queen of Cups. That the Queen of Cups is all about emotional well-being, unconditional love. It's all about embracing your own sensitivities, embracing your emotions, embracing yourself. I mean, look at her. She's embracing herself, right? And yeah, being in your intuition. So they're asking the Divine what changes to make. But we also got Three of Cups reversed. I need a, because that's about, oh, okay, this is what they're telling me. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything? So this is about, instead of distracting themselves, right? Like with celebrations, other people, maybe not distracting themselves with the physical stuff and the parties and the drinking or whatever people distract themselves with. So a major change that the Divine is asking them to have right now is don't celebrate in such a way, don't distract yourself and instead go within and work on your intuition. So that is something the Divine is asking the Divine Masculine to do right now. Like whatever it is that the Divine Masculine distracts them, with other people, whatever, they want to like not be alone with themselves. They don't want to face their own shadows. Because like I said, we're going through retrograde season. And so a lot of the Divine Masculine may not want to face their own fears or face their own shadows. And so instead they'll like make, they'll make these plans with people to distract themselves, But what they realize is that so they leave the party, or they leave the, I don't know, meetup, or they leave the barbecue, and they go back, and everything's still there. Like everything that they avoided didn't go anywhere. They're like, oh man, I thought that would go away. I thought that would go away, but it's still here. So they're saying, just go straight to the intuition and figure it out. All right, how about the divine feminine? What major changes should the divine feminine be making? I'm curious myself. What major changes? 2 cards, please, for the collective. What major changes should we be making? Okay, this is another weird one. So we got the Wheel of Fortune, which isn't weird, of course. So they're asking you to stay true to your destiny, right? So this is all about second chances. This is all about going through cycles and knowing, just to be the observer, right? So you're like in the wheel, right? You're in the eye of the storm. You're at peace while everything goes round and round. You're the observer of everything. I always say to people, oh, I'm in a cycle. Just a cycle. I'm not going to be here forever. It's not like I'm stuck here. It's just a cycle. I'm just in a cycle, and it will cycle out. It cycles in, and then it cycles out. And like you're just the observer, right? Like you're observing what's going on, especially these days, right? Just kind of observe like what's going on around. You're just like, interesting, very interesting. And so, asking you to keep true to your destiny. Okay, your inner calling. Now, this is about foundations. Okay, so this is so they're asking you to trust this foundation, big time. You've created this foundation here with your twin flame. I know you don't see anything in the physical. I get it. You don't see anything. You're like, where? What foundation? I don't see a foundation. I know. I hear you. But you've built a foundation with your twin flame. Energetically and spiritually, it's built. It's there for you. And then the last part is the physical. Okay. So they're asking you to trust this. They're asking you to trust in, okay, that's what they're telling me. They're asking you to trust in your destiny because intuitively you already know, right? The divine masculine still needs to go in a little bit maybe with their intuition, but you're already in your intuition. So just follow it, okay? So the major change that they want you to make is to trust in this destiny. That's what they're telling me. All right, I also pulled a few oracles for you. So let's see what you got. All right, so the first card we got is Karma, and it is upright. You know what that means. This is positive karma. Woohoo! Everything we've done so far, we are going to reap the rewards. All the hard work we've done, but the divine's been watching. The divine's been watching very carefully. And they're like, we're impressed. Look all the work you've done in such a little amount of time. You've gone through 10 years of knowledge in a matter of 6 months. Well, we've got a reward for you. Good karma. Good karma is coming towards you. That's what they're telling me. Good karma. If it was reversed, it'd be a different story. Next card we got is Unconditional Love. This is Mary Magdalene. It says, love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Yep, so we're just discussing that, right? We're saying, well, we're trusting a foundation. We don't see it in the physical. But Mary Magdalene is saying, but have unconditional love. Have unconditional love for your twin flame. Have unconditional love for yourself. Love that, as I keep saying, watch Monday's video. It's all about loving those parts of yourself that you've been suppressing. Okay, no matter what the outward appearances may be, no matter what it looks like, no matter how much it looks like they don't give 2 craps about us, right? Love, unconditionally love. Okay, because guess what? We got some good karma coming. It's coming. Woohoo! Who knows what that will look like, but it's coming. All right, the next card we got is becoming braver. I think we are. I think we are becoming braver. So it says resilience, experience, growing stronger, fresh perspective. She doesn't look very brave. Oh, I guess if you really look into her eyes, she looks brave, I guess. This is Alice in Wonderland, by the way. So Alice is telling us to keep being brave, keep being resilient, keep moving forward, don't stop. That we are the brave ones. And if you're in conflict with ones who aren't awakened yet, be the brave one. And just know they're triggering something out of you. Watch if you're really feeling this way about what's going on in the outer world in whatever camp you're in. I just call them camps. Everyone has like a different perspective of what's going on. Watch Monday's video because it really kind of goes in what's happening. And you can heal it so you don't feel so triggered by others. All right, next card you got is freedom. That's another thing, right? You like you want freedom, right? Like you don't want to feel this way. You don't want to feel triggered by people. Okay, you don't want to feel unstable just by other people's thoughts and other people's belief systems or by your twin flame. Like, don't give away your power like that. So give yourself freedom. So this is all about independence and self-determination. But this is also talking about when you're in physical union with your twin flame, what you'll notice in a codependent relationship is that you kind of give up a part of yourself, right? In a codependent relationship, you kind of give up who you are. I mean, I can only speak for like marriages that I've seen, like my sister. Okay, so she has a very good marriage. I'm not gonna say it's not good, and she's been married almost 20 years, and you know, it's very codependent though. It's like her values are basically his values. And so we're not here to do that. Like twin flames are not here to do that. We're here to have our own values, our own belief systems. We're not here to be codependent on somebody else. We are here to love ourselves, be ourselves, believe in what we believe in, not impose that on anyone else, of course, but have, feel like, you can be who you are. No, you don't have to change yourself to be with someone. Don't dim your light to be with someone. How many of us have done that? Dimmed our lights to be with people, to match them, to match their vibration, to make it work. Because you know that once you're not a vibrational match, it doesn't hold, doesn't stick. And so a lot of us had to dim our lights to make things stick. Like not be our true selves. So you want to shine your light, and that's very freeing. And that's what they wanted to say about that. All right, the next card you got is achievement. And this says, chase your dreams. You may be surprised by where they lead you. Here's someone else that looks just like me. See the red hair? Anyway, see how she's running through the meadow with her little butterfly net? I love that. That is so cute. Or maybe she's following the butterflies, but there's this beautiful meadow. But she's following the butterflies, and see right up front there's a butterfly, and there's this stone that's cracked open with the sunset. So it's like you'll be surprised what you find when you chase after your dreams, when you go after what you want. The divine's like, you'll be surprised what you'll find. But it looks like it's a good thing, okay? I love this meadow. I just love this card. Okay, the next card you got, well, is bully. Bully, bully, bully. Okay, so it says, highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. The shadow side conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So yes, so this is a major shadow side. So for those of us who were physically or mentally or verbally abused, okay, we kind of put up a front, right? And we all kind of came up with some sort of mechanism to numb ourselves from anyone hurting us again, okay? And so just be aware of that bully syndrome. Like if you've been bullied by anyone, whether it be your own family, whether it be your siblings, whether it be other people, whether it be your boss, whether it be the government. Just saying, whoever bullies you, it's time for you to confront your inner fears and love that part of you. So even if you feel like you're a bully, okay, if you feel like, okay, I bullied that person. I was very disrespectful to that person. Just know hurt people, and just forgive yourself, okay? Just be like, oh my gosh, like, why did I treat that person that way? Like, why was I so mean? Well, because you have a inner wound that hasn't been healed yet. And be kind to yourself and, do the emotional code, do the inner child healing, okay? And, confront your own inner fears that's bullying you. Obviously, you're still feeling bullied by those inner fears, and that will come out as intimidating others, okay? So just be aware of that, okay? Those who are intimidating you, just know that as well. Just know that their inner fears are bullying them. And so they don't know what to do with that, so they bully others. I know, it's so profound. And it's so hard when you're in the moment to realize that. You have to be seriously like her. Like you have to be like Mary Magdalene to be that awakened. Anyway, we can at least feel free, right? Okay, and the last card we got is how do you emotionally connect to yourself? Right. So if you do have this going on, right? I just talked about that, right? You might numb yourself. So for those of you who have experienced, again, being verbally or mentally or physically abused in any sort of way by any sort of, person, then you may have learned to emotionally disconnect. And if you have, that's okay. You just have to undo that programming. And that was just your ego protecting you from harm and hurt. And it was something that was needed at the time. It was something that was really needed. So now you don't need it anymore. So now you have to ask yourself, how do I emotionally connect to myself? Like, for instance, for me, I, in the third person, tell myself how much I love me. But I do it until I feel something in my heart. Because like sometimes I could say to the cows come home, I feel nothing. I'm like, oh, who cares? But I want to feel something. Like I want to feel like my own love. I want to feel that. Because to me, that's like mastering. To me, that's like mastery. Like when you can like make yourself feel that love that you usually only just feel when another person tells you that they love you. It's like when you give it to yourself, like you feel so empowered. You feel like, oh, I've mastered this other level of spiritual and oneness and I don't know, whatever else we're trying to master. Deprogramming, getting out of the matrix, right? Well, anyway, that is something you need to ask yourself. How do you emotionally connect to yourself? All right, well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And tomorrow we're going to ask, what will the month of June bring for the divine feminine? And we'll ask for the divine masculine and for the connection. What will June bring? So that will be tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.